Understand what's happened to her. Rita X from Detroit called us frequently to talk about Calypso Louie. And we have been we found there are two separate calls. We found one, the biggie, that's 9 minutes long. We have that one. But we've been looking for another one that's only, 2.5 minutes long, something like that. And we had believe it or not, that call predates our archiving the show. If you can imagine, we never archived the show up until, 4 years ago or 5 years ago. So if it was beyond that, we had to go out and hire some interns, some broadcast interns, to listen to this program. The best education they've ever had, by the way, listening to hours and hours and hours of this program. We finally found it. So Phil, we're going to play. The second call came actually last, right? Or this is. So we're going to play the second call out of order. This is not the first time we heard from Rita X. It's the second time we heard from her. Here it is.
Let me just say this. There is a spaceship called the Mother Plane.
Yes.
And on the Mother Plane, it has what is called 1,500 bombing planes. And very soon, in the 1990s, a full disclosure on the UFO phenomena, which has been withheld from the public, will be exposed.
I see.
The Pentagon, NASA Space Program, the President of the United States, and the Joint Chief of Staff, both Congress and the Senator of the USA, as well as the Navy and Air Force Intelligence, FBI, and CIA will be forced.
You forgot Interpol. You forgot Interpol.
Well, will be forced to face the nation and the mounting crisis in the air and on the land and the sea and give up the secret. What are the secrets? The secret is the President and his Chief Joint of Staff are planning a secret war involving their over 40-year knowledge of an encounter with a galactic fleet, which has been called the Unidentified Flying Saucers.
Wait, Rita, hang on a minute. Now, the Chiefs of Joint, as you say, the chairman of the Chiefs of Joint is a black man.
Colin Colonel Powell.
Colonel Powell. Colonel Powell. It's Colonel Colin Powell.
Well, let me rephrase this.
It's General Colin Powell. It's General Colin Powell.
Because he is planning genocide on the black community, as Minister Farrakhan has revealed to the masses of the people that President Bush has sat down with Colonel Colin Powell to plan genocide against the black community. But this is why the Mother Plane is there, and the Mother Plane will destroy England. And that's why you notice that when the first sightings of the writing in the hedges from Stonehenge and the writing in the grass was 50 miles from what is called Stonehenges in England.
Stonehenges, yes.
The Mother Plane with the 1,500 bombing plane would drop 3 baby planes, 3 bombs on England and destroy England. And also she would destroy the American air bases, and her jets and everything.
That's Rita X, ladies and gentlemen. That actually was, the first time we heard from Rita X. That's October 4th, 1990. That's 6 years ago. That is 6 years ago. No, it's going to be 5. I think 90 to 91 is the first, so 1, 2, 3, 5 years ago, Rita X. Phil, are you there?
Yeah.
You still sober?
Is she a trip or what?
Well...
man, I'll tell you.
The Chief Joints of Staff.
Our station down here, our AM station, WCOA, when they first put you on, I heard everybody complaining about you. I said, I got to listen to this guy. And you, as soon as I listened to you, I hardly ever listened to that AM station. I keep it on there all the time now.
Did you hear what she said? She said that Minister Farrakhan had revealed that Colonel Powell was going to be participating in his genocide against the black brothers.
It's the secrets. The Chief Joints have that.
Yeah. And the Chief Joints of Staff. Well, look, Phil, we're going to play the other call because I imagine now people want more.
Okay.
And what else?
One quick hello to all the people at Pensacola Junior College that are listening. They're secret conservatives. They listen in their offices with the door closed.
Thank you, Phil, very much for calling. Huddled in the corners, no doubt. The radio's turned down low or either using headphones. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a commercial break here, ladies and gentlemen, because we need 9 minutes for this next call. That's how long it went. I have a cardinal rule. When somebody calls and wants to make a fool of themselves, you get out of the way and let them. And that's what I did. So we'll come back with the second Rita X call, which occurred on October 22nd, 1990. And plucking from our archives, Rita X from Detroit. who back then was claimed to be engaged to Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, well, look who's up, folks. Here is Rita from Detroit. Hi, Rita.
Yes, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you as well as to your listening audience, Russ.
You're more than welcome, Rita.
Yes.
Anytime.
I would like to, there are so many things I would like to talk on, but
Well, go ahead and start.
I would like to speak on Minister Farrakhan was here last couple of weeks ago, October the 14th,
Mm-hmm.
and he spoke to an overwhelming crowd of 20,000, and he addressed us on how Mr. Bush was not our friend, but our enemy.
Yes.
And that Mr. Bush was planning genocide, worldwide genocide on peoples of color.
You believe that?
Oh, absolutely. He
You
also
really
said
think
that.
you really think that, Rita? Rita,
Absolutely.
do you really, Rita? Open your mind, ma'am. You cannot possibly believe that the President of the United States of America has planned genocide against all people of color in the world.
He also said that they have planned the killing of an entire people by using drugs and violence in our community as an excuse to murder us wholesale. He also went on to say that...
Rita, can I ask you a question about this? Seriously now, I'm not going to take away from your time, but I want to know what you think. Because you hear what Minister Farrakhan says to you, but I want to know what you think.
Oh, I'm in oneness with him. I think exactly what that brother is relaying to us. I believe it wholeheartedly. I see evidence of it.
Rita, do you believe that the white man, George Bush or whoever, has targeted black neighborhoods as areas where all kinds of drugs will be distributed and made available so that the black people will become drug addicts and kill themselves, and so that American policemen, in apprehending black criminals, can shoot them dead and thereby eliminate blacks from America? Do you really think? I mean, do you think that the people who use drugs are blameless?
Well, I believe absolutely that, and to prove the point is this. When Oliver North was on trial, he also made a statement that it was him, along with the president plane, who brought in the cocaine into the country. The black man molest a plane, so how is the drugs coming into our community unless it is these people who's bringing them in?
Wait a minute. If Oliver North had testified on television where you were able to see it...
He also made mention that they had 10,000 concentration camps that they was ready to put the blacks in an event of an uprising. Yes, we heard Oliver North say this himself, but he is held as a hero.
Hold it a minute. I want to ask you this now. You actually heard Oliver North testify that he flew a plane load of drugs and cocaine into the country?
Absolutely. He was the one taking it to
Rita, you
El Salvador as well.
You have to have been watching a cartoon show or reading the Detroit Free Press editorial page.
Oh, no.
Because that Oliver North didn't say that. He'd be in jail. He would be in jail if he didn't. They've been people, they could prove that. They would love to prove that, but they can't prove it, Rita, because he didn't do it.
He absolutely did. And not only that, Minister Farrakhan has stated that Bush had planned unemployment for black people so that black youth can join the military force and fight for American interests in the Persian Gulf. And that, and the reason that he have sent such a large maneuver to the Persian Gulf is to bow down to have people bow down to America, who bow down to her. In other words, what he is saying is that Saudi Arabia is having the military peoples over there for the simple fact of to kill black peoples wholesale. And not only that,
Rita, I want to ask you a simple question. Do you care whether or not what you believe is right or wrong?
Absolutely. But see, you're the one that's putting out the propaganda. You're the one is not allowing the masses of the peoples to know the truth. Now, Minister Farrakhan had made a statement, and tell me if this is not so, Russ. Tell me if this is not so. Now, we see the issue that's taking place over in Iraq with the Kuwait and how the Britain had split up Kuwait in 1914, and that Iraq had been fighting for that providence, which is the 19th providence over there in Kuwait slavery since 1914. And the reason that America did not want Iraq to have Kuwait is that they feared that the Iraqi would have 20% of the world oil. Is that not true? That is absolutely so.
Rita, you are absolutely right. We don't want Saddam Hussein to be in charge of any more of the world's oil than he is.
To them. It rightfully belongs to them.
Nope.
Yes, it does.
Nope.
Yes,
nope,
it does.
Nope,
and see,
nope.
I also
and it doesn't rightfully belong to him the way he has conquered it now. That's not the way a peace-loving world functions.
I also noticed, too, Rush, that look at the latest thing that was occurring in Israel, where Israel mowed down and killed 19 Palestinians, and how they've been asking the United Nations to condemn Israel. Now, why is it that it's taking the United Nations to stand up and do what it rightfully should be done, but when it came to the United Nations condemning Iraq, they had no problem in that? See, your priority is all...
Wait a minute, Rita, hold it. Just the United Nations has condemned Israel.
Well,
the United States has joined the United Nations in its condemnation of Israel.
Well, the United States is dragging its foot on
the United
States, Israel,
the United States is not dragging its foot.
Absolutely
the United States was spearheading this resolution, much to the chagrin of many people. But Rita, still... hold on, Rita, please. Let's remove ourselves from the discussion of floating policy for a moment and get back to this domestic stuff, because I really think, Rita, in all candor, I think what Minister Farrakhan has you believing is the worst disservice a black leader could do to black people in this country.
I think he's educating
because
us.
that is an absolute... What he says is going on is impossible for one man, George Bush, or a series of white men to do. There are more white people destroying their lives on drugs than there are black people. You can't say that it's only blacks that are on drugs. You can't say that it's only blacks that are being nabbed as criminals. This is you want to absolve the people who are actually using drugs and committing the crime of any responsibility for their actions, and lay it all off on a white government. And I think, Rita, that if you stop and examine this intellectually, it's impossible.
I have examined it, and you know what? The latest that Mr. Bush is trying to ask for the death penalty now for sedition, and he's trying to charge Minister Farrakhan with sedition because Minister Farrakhan is telling the truth on the American government. But I warn Mr. Bush that if he set a foot to hurt Minister Farrakhan, that we will rally forth and we will kill everything that's living, because we will not tolerate him hurting our minister. We love that man, and he is very dear.
Wait a minute.
Valuable
Wait
to us.
just a second. Nobody is out there in the Bush administration targeting Minister Farrakhan.
Well, you better let Mr. Bush know that he better leave Minister Farrakhan alone, and that's the last leader of ours that they will kill and get away with.
Rita, nobody has Minister... I guarantee you that George Bush does not have Minister Farrakhan targeted.
You want to put your life on it? You want to put your life on it, Mr. Rush? Because we're listening to you. And as
Rita,
I said,
what are you hearing me say?
A trickonology.
A what?
You got a you tricking the black people. You got a degree, a master degree in trickonology. You do. And we listen to you, and we listen to your foolishness. You do all the talking, and you don't allow your callers to talk.
Oh yeah, what?
Absolutely.
Rita, how long have you been on the air here? I mean, you've been mouthing and spewing this idiocy for how many minutes? You've been on the air here for 10 minutes or more.
Well, what makes it think it's idiocy? Because I'm telling the truth. And you know what else, Rush? Before you hang up on me, I did an interview in New Zealand, and that's 1,000 miles from 6,500 miles from California.
Yeah.
Those who's listening, and it is very interesting that our people in New Zealand are getting the same treatment that we are getting over here. So
how can that be? George Bush is not president of New Zealand.
No, Britain, Margaret Thatcher. But you always see her coming to the White House meeting with Bush so they can get together and decide on the worldwide conspiracy that they planning on our people. You would never destroy the black man and the black woman off this face of the planet, because we are indeed your mother and father, and that is why your country is in the trouble that it is in, because you will not rise up and listen.
Rita, I really do want to say that I feel terribly sorry for you.
Why?
Think, well, because,
I don't feel sorry for
Rita,
myself.
because you're being lied to, and you're believing it, and your life is ruined. I mean, you don't have any happiness. The rest of your life you believe this stuff. But what did you call him, a master of trickology or trickonology?
You have a master degree in trickonology. You know what I mean by that.
Well, I just wanted to get it right.
That's why you over the airwaves to produce your propaganda.
I just wanted to get it right then. All right, don't panic, folks. That just from the
the previous call. We're not leaving the broadcast yet for a commercial break. There you have it. That's Rita X from, and gee, wouldn't it be nice if she's still around, October 22nd of 1990. That was the second and last time that we heard from Rita X. It could well be that she is one of the select few who's been beamed up to the mothership by Minister Farrakhan, which is circling the earth, waiting for the glorious day where everybody in it can be beamed down to the glorious great black nation yet to be created somewhere on the face of the earth. Now, we play this for you because 5 years ago, remember what she said in the first part of her call about what Farrakhan's telling these people? That the whites in power in America have come up with drugs and AIDS and all these things as a means of committing genocide against blacks. And we've seen this get a standing ovation on no less than shows like Nightline when this has been mentioned. And that's why, for those of you who are big pro-Million Man March, this is why there is so much skepticism and distrust about the true motives of this thing.
WABC.